The neon sign flickered weakly against the desert sky as you pulled into the Sunset Motel, the last functioning business on this forgotten stretch of Route 66. The clerk didn't look up when you entered, just slid a key across the counter and muttered, "Room 12. Last one on the left." But what you found there wasn't just another empty motel room. Tucked beneath the sagging mattress was a small leather-bound diary, its pages brittle with age. The first entry was dated October 17, 1967. "No one comes here anymore. But I can't leave, not until I find her." As you turned the pages, the story of the motel's final guest unfolded. A man named Daniel, who'd arrived searching for a woman who vanished decades earlier. His handwriting grew more desperate with each entry, until the final page, smudged with what might have been tears. "They say she's gone. But the motel remembers." And then, the chilling realization. The photograph tucked into the back was of your grandmother, standing right outside room 12. The past wasn't just echoing here. It was waiting for you. The diary's brittle pages told of a love cut short, a disappearance never solved. Daniel had come to the Sunset Motel chasing whispers. Rumors that his fiancée had last been seen here in the autumn of 1967. The entries detailed his futile search, his growing despair as each lead turned cold. By the third week, his words became frantic, paranoid. "The walls whisper her name at night," he wrote. "The clerk smiles too wide when I ask questions." You traced your fingers over the indented letters, feeling the weight of his obsession. Then you noticed something odd. The dates skipped forward abruptly. 2 months were missing entirely. When the entries resumed, Daniel's handwriting had changed. The letters were sharper, angrier. "They lied to me," he scrawled. "She never left this place." The motel's peeling wallpaper seemed to breathe around you as you read on. Daniel described discovering a hidden compartment behind the bathroom mirror, a space barely large enough for a person to stand. Inside, he found a single pearl button from his fiancée's favorite dress. That's when the entries took a darker turn. "I hear her crying behind the walls," he wrote. "But when I knock, the crying stops." The motel's emptiness pressed in around you as you turned to the final pages. Daniel's words became disjointed, his sentences breaking mid-thought. "The clerk knows. The walls know. They watch me sleep." The last entry was just 3 words. "She's here now." The diary fell shut with a whisper of dust. That's when you noticed the bathroom door, slightly ajar, though you were certain you'd closed it. The mirror inside was cracked diagonally, your reflection split in 2. And there, barely visible behind the glass, something moved. The air grew thick as you approached. Your fingers trembled as they touched the mirror's edge. It gave way too easily. The entire front swung open like a door. The hidden space behind was dark, barely 3 feet deep. The scent of old perfume and something metallic hung in the air. Your phone's flashlight revealed deep scratches covering the walls, not random, but forming words. "Help me," repeated dozens of times. Then your light caught something on the floor, a tarnished locket, its hinge broken. Inside, a faded photograph of your grandmother as a young woman, standing with a man you didn't recognize. His face was scratched out violently. A noise from the main room made you jump, the distinct sound of the front door closing. But you hadn't heard anyone approach. The motel's silence was absolute now, pressing against your eardrums. When you stepped back into the room, the diary was gone. In its place on the nightstand, a single pearl button. The television flickered to life without warning, showing only static. Beneath the white noise, a woman's voice whispered, "You shouldn't have come back." The screen went black. Then, slowly, letters appeared as if being written by an unseen hand. "The last guest never checks out." Outside, the neon sign buzzed and died, plunging the room into darkness. That's when you felt it, the unmistakable sensation of fingers brushing against your wrist in the blackness. The overhead light burst back on with a pop. The room was empty, but the bathroom door now stood wide open, the mirror intact as if never touched. Only one thing had changed. The locket now rested on your pillow, its chain neatly coiled. The photograph inside was different now, your grand,